you're number one. You ain't number one.
What is up, my beautiful people? My name is G-Vans and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about the new album by the Suicide Boys entitled Stop Staring at the Shadows. You know, I never will understand why the Suicide Boys choose the album covers that they choose. Like, I'm so fucking confused. What the fuck is this? This, I guess, could be considered their second studio album, which is a follow-up to 2018's I Want to Die in New Orleans, which is their official, like, debut studio album, you know, the CD that came out in stores, which, from my perspective, that was a pretty impressive album because that one didn't really, like, sound like their typical shit, you know. It kind of sounded like they were going a much more different route than like their past underground shit, you know, when they pretty much weren't like well known, I guess. This album also comes to us only a few months after their recent collab project with Travis Barker entitled Live Fast, Die Whenever, which that one was another impressive collab project, you know, for that being their first time collaborating with a famous like producer and just a famous like figure like Travis Barker, you know, that actually turned out pretty well, and it was more of them like dipping their toes into into the kind of style that this album pretty much is all about. I'm gonna be honest with all of you, I'm not a really big fan of the whole like emo rap sort of like vibe that we have in hip hop right now, because yeah, there are a few songs that I do like, and you know, I will, you know, listen to a few artists and a few songs, but you know, it's not the kind of music that I would like listen on a spare time when I'm like trying to cruise, or you know, when I'm chilling with the boys and we're having a jam session. You know, you will never hear me and the boys, you know, listen to some like emo rap stuff, because you know, I don't really fuck with it, and you know, not too many of my friends fuck with that emo rap style either. So if I do listen to any like emo like songs and just like that kind of genre, it has to be like a very specific mood where I just like want to be sad as fuck all day. However, when you compare the Suicide Boys to like the other like artists of like the emo rap genre and hip hop like right now, um the Suicide Boys are like a really big exception, because you know, they're like on a whole another level. Like they're on a whole like different lane, because they add like this little twist to it that like just makes it sound good and just makes you want to come back for more, because you're always wondering, okay, what the fuck are they gonna do next? Because just when you think that you know what to expect from a Suicide Boys album, they automatically hit you with some weird and like some like different shit that they've done before. For example, this album right here is the biggest shock to the world to anybody who has been like a fan of the Suicide Boys for a very long time. What I mean by that is that if you are expecting the same old, you know, like kill yourself sort of vibes, the whole fucking like sad trap beats, like just the whole like screaming into the mic and the whole like aggressive, pissed off at the world sort of like vibe from the Suicide Boys, then you are gonna be like, you're gonna be fucking shocked, because this album hits you like that right away on that first track, just how different this shit is gonna be. The first track, entitled All Dogs Go to Heaven, you know, I was pretty much expecting that same old production, but honestly I didn't. Like, the production value of this sounds like a lot more uplifting, which is kind of weird for me to say, because if you like take a chance to listen to like the fucking lyrics on the album, you know, they are nothing but uplifting. Like it's some pretty sad and deep shit, but you can't really tell, because first of all, they're not really rapping that much, you know, they're more like fucking singing, which, to be honest, I never thought I would be able to hear like the Suicide Boys ever sing. But you know, from hearing the few tracks where they do sing on, you know, that they're not that bad. They're really not that bad at singing. And you know, like I said, the production value is a lot more uplifting. It's a lot more chill. You know, it's not more fast paced or aggressive. You know, it's not that much in your face as like they usually are, pretty much. The production value in this album sort of sounds as if Denzel Curry got together with Lil Peep before he passed away, and we're helping the Suicide Boys make an album, and with a few hard work, out came the end product, which is this album. Because you know, it sort of has like a sort of like punkish rock mixed with that sad like trap beat that the Suicide Boys like what they usually do, and it just sounds so fucking weird, but it sounds so great, you know. Like it's something you would never expect in a Suicide Boys album, and you don't know how to feel at first, but then as you keep going with the album, you become a lot more happier, and you like want to listen because holy shit, it's like a whole different vibe that nobody was expecting. And while I'm at it, the Suicide Boys also like do something different with their voices in this album, because they make their their voices sound a lot more high pitched, which they obviously use like some sort of like editing to it. So their voices sound more high pitched. You know, they don't sound like how they like usually sound in their albums. So sort of think about how Tyler Creator made his voice sound in the Igor album, and that's pretty much what you get here. You know, them singing in this weird like high pitched voice. You know, rapping in this high pitched voice, just doing everything they do best in this like new high pitched voice. It's pretty much them just like trying to experiment with like a new style that they've never done before, and not only trying to like give their fans like something different for them to be more excited about, but also try and gain like some new like followers and listeners, because I'm pretty sure after this album, like the Suicide Boys are gonna get like a lot more recognition, and I'm really fucking excited about it. And although most of the album sounds a lot more uplifting, the Suicide Boys are just more chill and are working on their singing voices instead of rapping so much. There are a few tracks like Megaseth and Bizarro and Fucker Culture that have that typical and traditional sound that the Suicide Boys like usually do, with the whole screaming to the mic, getting to your face, start like trying to start riots and whatnot. Like it is a healthy balance at being pissed off at the world and being aggressive, but like also at the same time being a lot more chill and sort of like, I guess, feeling like thankful for what they've been able to do like so far with their music career, and sort of like reminiscing on everything they had to go through, and like what they've accomplished so far. And the album does finish in like a very positive note with the last track entitled "And to Those I Love, Thanks for Sticking Around," which sort of like, it kind of hits you hard. Like it sort of like makes you sad, not because the message of it is sad, but because, to me at least, it kind of sounds as if like the Suicide Boys are saying goodbye to their fans and their friends, as if this album is going to be their last album. That's how that last track feels like a goodbye to the music industry. Telling all their fans and their families for, thank you all for sticking around us since the beginning. This is going to be our last project, and thank you guys for the ride. Now, I don't think it's gonna be their last project, because they are way too popular and way too fucking popular like right at the moment for them to like quit out of nowhere. But at the same time, it would make sense because they've been doing this shit for a very long time. But I really do hope it's not their last project, because this album, I feel like, is gonna be the beginning for like them doing more shit like this, and just like stepping outside of their comfort zone, and probably to be recognized as like the best fucking rap duo of the emo rap genre right now. So shout out to the Suicide Boys. This album was fucking great. I think my only complaint would be that the album is too damn short. It has only 12 songs and the time duration is 26 minutes long, like around that time. So it's a pretty short album. I don't know if they made like any like more shorter albums or fucking mixtapes than this. But it's a really short album, and I really wish it would have been a lot more longer. But if it isn't their last project, then I just can't wait for what the fuck they're gonna do next, because at this point I have no idea what to expect from them, and I like that. I love not knowing what to expect from artists. It is it is a very like great fucking strategy to keep me like wanting to come back for more and seeing what the fuck are they gonna do next. Overall, I highly recommend this album to anyone who's been a long time fan of the Suicide Boys, because this album is gonna take you by surprise. It's gonna take you on a fucking journey, and you're gonna fucking love it. And to anyone who has never heard the Suicide Boys but are really big fans of the emo rap style, then this is definitely one album that is gonna make you realize and see why the Suicide Boys are way more unique and on a whole another fucking level compared to other emo rap artists. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell down below, all that good stuff, so you don't miss a single one of my uploads whatsoever. And don't forget to stay happy.
Off the note with the tattoo on his face. Oh no, find a place where you safe. Far from grace, and my mates where I play.